Hey guys, welcome back. It's your girl Sade and welcome to Sade's Mix. If you're new here, hi, welcome, and if you're returning, thank you so much. Today's story is another true crime story for you guys. I was actually thinking about keeping my true crime stories just for Sundays and then making like my hidden gems and my personal life on another day, maybe such as Thursdays or even Fridays. And maybe even calling like Sundays like suspenseful Sundays. I'm not too sure, but I would love to know what you guys think, of course, down below in the comments section. Anyway, today's true crime story is absolutely unbelievable, as many true crime stories are. When I first heard about this story, I actually thought it was something that was staged or that was done for like reality TV, but this was a real situation. But before I get started into today's video, if you guys are interested in true crime and my life here in South Florida and the beautiful hidden gems that are here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. I am here for you guys on Sunday. Okay, so today's story takes place right here in Florida. To be exact, it takes place in Boynton Beach, which is about 30 to 40 minutes north of Fort Lauderdale. It's a very nice area, very prestigious area, really uppity, very clean, as is Florida, but super duper clean, a lot of family events, just an overall nice place to live. As you guys may know or may not know, all of the crazies, including myself, come right out of South Florida. And you tend to hear like in the news, like Florida man did X, Y, and Z, or Florida woman is convicted of X, Y, and Z. Whenever a story starts off like that, just know that it's going to be some wild shit in that story. And that's exactly what happened in this story. So the Florida woman that we are going to discuss today is Dalia Dipoloti. Have you guys heard of her? Well, this Florida woman attempted to hire a hitman to kill her husband. So who the hell is Dalia Dipoloti? Well, Dalia was born Dalia Muhammad in New York City on October 18th of 1982, making baby girl Lisa a Libra. Sorry to all my Libras out there. I've only heard great things about you guys until today. And this is not really a good representation of you guys either, so I'm so sorry, but yeah, she's a Libra. And when Dalia was just about 13 years old, she would actually leave New York and move down here to Boynton Beach, Florida. And honestly, I really couldn't dig up much information about Dalia's upbringing or like what's up with her. What I was able to uncover is that she did have two other siblings and that she basically moved to South Florida at a very young age. What I was able to find out was that at some point in her life, Dalia moved over to the West Coast. She actually moved to California. She would go on to get engaged, get married, and one of her close friends would go on to say that she got the ring, she took his money, and she divorced him. So it sounds like Dalia is not really a good person. Sounds like she has kind of gold digging tendencies, but we'll get into that later on in the video. So not looking too good for young Dalia, and it was said that around 2006 she would actually leave the West Coast and head back to South Florida. During that time period, she decided that, you know, she wasn't too sure what she was going to do in her life, so she became a real estate agent. People would go on to describe Dalia as being very attractive, beautiful, and Dalia, she thought she was hot shit as well. So much so that she realized that her real estate license wasn't really bringing in the big dollars, so she decided that she was going to be a call girl. Now, there ain't no shame if you got it, flaunt it, do what you want, but be safe about it. And this line of profession allowed her to meet a lot of men, as it should, and women, including her future husband, Michael Dipoloti. Dalia would go on to meet Michael in 2008, and it was said that the two instantly hit it off. And now you're also probably wondering, like, who the hell is Michael Dipoloti? Well, Mike here was born on December 18th of 1970, making him a Sagittarius. Some of my best friends and family members are Sagittariuses. They are the greatest people out there. And he was 12 years older than Dalia, but age didn't seem to bother them. And as I mentioned, the two of them would meet in 2008. Dalia during this time was still an escort, and Mike would call her over for her services. Dalia would say that Michael was charming and that the two would stay snuggled up watching reality TV and that he was super romantic. But Dalia said that she had no idea about his previous convictions. Mike, however, in several interviews would say that she was lying and that she knew that he was on probation, and it would make sense later on in the story why I think that she knew as well. Now get this, when Mike and Dalia met, Mike was still married, and he was saying that he was in the process of filing for divorce. Well, once the divorce was finalized, 5 days after the paperwork was finalized, done, submitted, him and Dalia were married. 5 days? You just got out of a marriage and you're not even trying to heal. You're not even trying to like live your best life. You just 5 days? Okay. I was like, wow. And it was said that the couple was madly in love. They showed their affection everywhere and anywhere, and people really thought that they had like a genuine connection. Now Mike here, he had some money. He drove a Porsche. He lived in a very prestigious area in Boynton Beach. He was very flashy, and I think that's what really attracted Dalia's attention to him. But he was trying to live a very straight and narrow path because he was on probation, and he didn't want to jeopardize the life that he created for himself. And he didn't want to go back to jail. He wanted to live the good life while he was here, and he wanted to share that life with Dalia. About 4 months into the marriage, Michael, he started noticing that he was having more and more encounters with the local police officers. They would often pull him over, search his apartment, because they were receiving a shit ton of anonymous tips about him selling drugs. There was even one event where they found it super suspicious that the anonymous tip was able to specifically identify where they would find the drugs that would be in Michael's car. And the police told him, hey man, listen, we're getting a lot of anonymous calls based off of you and your drug activity. You seem to have a target on your back. Now at this time, Mike is scared. He is paranoid. He is kind of at his wit's end. He doesn't know what to do. He's so scared that a charge is going to stick and ruin his life. By the end of July of 2009, he agrees to transfer the title of his house into Dalia's name and pretty much all of his assets. He wants to make sure that not only is his stuff secure, that if he does have to serve time, that he can come back and enjoy his lavish lifestyle, but that his wife is taken care of. Now, while this is all happening, Dalia, she's talking to one of her ex-lovers by the name of Mohammed Shadihi. I know I'm saying his last name absolutely wrong. I'm so sorry. I'm just going to call him Mohammed for the video. And she's in contact with Mohammed, and she's telling Mohammed, like, I want to get back with you. I miss you so much. You know, I love you. I made a big mistake being married. And Dalia would go on to admit to Mohammed that she was the one that had planted the drugs on Michael, and that she's the one that's making these anonymous phone calls. I wonder why she's making these anonymous phone calls, because she knows if he gets arrested, all his shit is hers. And it's like she was plotting this probably from day one. She saw that he was living this glitz and glam lifestyle and she wanted it. Dalia, she's still talking to Mohammed, but now she's no longer expressing like she wants to be with Mohammed. No. She's saying that she's in danger and she needs to get rid of Michael. She wants him dead. She doesn't care how it's done, but she wants to get rid of Michael. Sorry, I had to get something to drink because the story is so frustrating. So she goes from wanting her husband like out of her life to now completely removing him from this earth. She drops his bombshell on Muhammad like, I'm in danger, please help me, and if you don't help me, I'm gonna find someone else to do it, right? Now, at first Muhammad thought that she was joking. You know, he couldn't believe that this attractive young woman would consider killing her husband. But as she kept mentioning it and kept mentioning it and kept mentioning it, he realized that Dalia was no longer joking and this was not a game. And shout out to Muhammad, because he does what any normal person does. He goes right to police and he tells the police like, hey, I know this crazy girl and she's telling me that she wants her husband dead. But, you know, Muhammad didn't really know too much about Dalia because he met her through her escort business. So The only thing that he knew was like her physical physique. He didn't know her last name. He didn't know where she lived. He really couldn't give police any information. So the police decide, you know, let's make Muhammad an undercover informant and let's see if what he is telling us is true. So Muhammad agrees. Hi, King. He wants to be part of this video. So Muhammad agrees, and he agrees for two simple reasons. One, he's genuinely afraid for Michael's safety. You know, Dalia's making all these anonymous tips. She's trying to come up with plans of how to get rid of him. She's already attempted to poison him already. And two, he's afraid for his own safety, because how far is she willing to go to cover her tracks? So on July 30th of 2009, Dalia and Muhammad would meet in a local gas station. Now, Muhammad's car was wired up. They had hidden cameras. He was wearing a wire, and this is what they caught.
Going and filing for divorce, and he'll come after my ass, period. And all his friends are just like organized crime or whatever. When are you gonna give him the money?
Today. He just needs the price of the gun.
You're sure everything else is okay?
Yeah.
You're sure?
Yo, what more sure can you want? You're planning a murder. His mom is not going to keep suspicious of you or anything like
Why
that.
me? Like, do you know what telling somebody it? Nobody's going to be able to point a finger at me. My sent off the pictures. Really? You're going to give him something with fingerprints all over?
Now, this was the evidence that the police was looking for, just to make sure that what Muhammad was telling them was actually true. And the police decided, you know what? Let's not arrest her right now. Let's see how far this goes, right? And just 2 days later, she would meet with the hitman, who was an undercover cop by the name of Whitey Jean. The police fitted Mr. Jean's car with cameras. He was wearing a wire, and they wanted to try to see if he can get her to tell him why she wanted her husband dead and what was the reason for this. Like, why, if this relationship is going so well, you're so happy all over social media and this, that, and the third, like, why do you want your husband dead? However, Dalia does not say much in the car. She doesn't want to talk about the reasons behind it, because to some degree, she ain't dumb, you know?
We're staying in here, right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you how I'm going to do it and when exactly it's going to be done. But now, and when it's done, you know, you're not going to have an option to change your mind, even if you change your mind.
No, there's no, like, I'm determined already. I'm positive, like, 5,000%.
I don't know if you guys heard it in the audio, but she does say to the undercover cop that she is 5,000% sure that she wants her husband dead, and that right there sealed her fate. Dalia proceeds to hand over the remaining amount of cash and another picture of Michael, and the two of them agree that August 5th will be the date of this transaction. Dalia even went as far as establishing an alibi. They decided that it would happen while she was at the gym. Now, Dalia typically went to the gym early mornings between the hours of 5 and 7, and that's when this whole event would happen. August 5th comes around, the morning of the murder, and Dalia went to the gym as promised at 6 a.m. While she's away, the police get right to work. They set up the fake crime scene and they knock on the door and they say, "Are you Michael DiPiloti?" He answers yes, and the cop comes out and says immediately, "Your wife is trying to kill you. We have to set this all up. Come with us." And you can see that Michael is so taken back. He even has to sit back on his steps because he's like, "What do you mean my wife is trying to kill me? Like, what?" And he's like, "Listen," the police is like, "Listen, we don't have a lot of time. Come with us and we'll explain everything on the way." So the police, they set the stage. They have camera crews out. They got the news. They got cops. And the police even do a live stream for their YouTube channel, which I found so freaking comical because I'm like, they just wanted to make sure that the world knew that she was a freaking liar. And I'm about to insert that clip for you guys right here.
I'm Sergeant Ramsey. I'm the one that called you. Thank you for coming. I'm sorry to call you. Listen, we had a report of a disturbance at your house, and there were shots fired. Is your husband Michael? Okay, I'm sorry to tell you, ma'am. He's been killed. He's been killed, ma'am. I'm sorry.
No, he's not.
Listen.
No.
Try to calm down.
No.
Listen, right now we need to get you to the station. We need to get you to our police station. I can't let you see him, man. We have to do our job. If you want us to find his killer, okay, we need you to calm down. I'm going to need you to go with these detectives, okay? Does he have enemies? Is there anyone that would want to hurt him? Okay, who would want to hurt him? Witnesses said they saw a black male running from you. I can't let you see him, ma'am. Ma'am, I cannot do this right now. Ma'am, I can't do it. Detective Yopi, I need you to take her to the station. I can't. Ma'am, go with these detectives. If you want to help your husband, okay? If you want to help your husband, you need to go to the station with these gentlemen and tell us everything you know about who he knows, who he's connected to. Don't worry, we've already taken care of dogs with animal control for right now. Everything's under control. And we'll take care of everything else, okay? Thank you, guys.
After watching that clip, I'm like, where are her tears? Why is she not crying? Like, she is a very good actor, honestly. Like, bravo to Dalia for really putting on a show. And my thing is, she kept saying, like, I need to see him, I need to see him. Baby girl, he dead. He dead. You know, you wanted him dead, why you need to see him? But whatever. As you can tell from the clip, the local sergeant tells her that she has to go back to the police station. They have to ask her some questions. So she's brought back to the precinct and they start asking her the typical questions like, does Michael have any enemies? Do you know who could have done this? Did you do this? And she's like, no, I don't know. Who? And then she's still fake crying. She's still carrying on. Now, the sergeant on duty was Paul Shardine, and he's like trying to figure out, he's like trying to get some information out of her, and then he drops his first bombshell on her. He actually brings in Whitey Jean in handcuffs, and he's like, this man was running from your house. Have you ever seen this man before? And she's like, no, I've never seen him. I don't know who this man is. And Jean also says, I don't know who this is, going along with the charade. I've never met her. I don't know who she is. And they take him out of the interrogation room. And she's like, I don't know who he is. Is that the guy? Is that the one who killed my husband? And then the police is like, they've had enough. They had enough of her games because you're lying. We already have you on tape. So the police comes out and says, you know what, Dalia? You're lying, and you know who that is. So they say, you know what, you also know who this is. And they bring Michael into the room, and he tells her, I know everything. And she's still denying it. After Michael was taken out of the room, she is still denying it. She's denying. I did not try to kill my husband. I did not try to put a hit on him. You got the wrong person. You got the wrong person. And just moments after that, Dalia was charged with solicitation of first-degree murder. Dalia's first call from jail was to Michael, and there's no recording of it, but it was said that she tells him, like, I had nothing to do with this. This is not, I didn't do this. It's not me. And she asked for him to post bail for her and to get her a lawyer. Excuse me, you just tried to kill me and you want me to get you a lawyer? Are you bat crap crazy? So he's like, no. He says, you know what? I'll get you a lawyer if you release the title of my house back to me and I will comfort your parents. She agrees. He gets the title back to his house. Kudos to him, because I would have been like, nope, click. But she agrees. He does not get her a lawyer, of course, but he gets the title back to his property. The next day, Dalia was released on $25,000 bail. Who paid her bail? No idea. I tried to look it up, tried to dig it up, and I couldn't come up with an answer. It makes me think that it's possibly one of her clients that may have paid a bail for her, or even her parents, but I could not figure out how she was able to make bail. And believe it or not, her trial would not start until 3 years later. So 2011. This event happened in 2009, 2011. And, you know, the prosecutors, as they do, they argued that Dalia was a gold digger and wanted Michael dead for his assets. Now, Dalia's defense, which I find so comical, Dalia's offense was that she claimed that she was aware that she was being recorded in both the meeting with Muhammad and with the undercover cop, and that she was just going along with one of Michael's plans because he was so desperate to become a reality TV star, and he convinced her to concoct this murder for hire scheme. When I heard that, I was like, yeah, so no girl, no, they got you. The jury was not buying Dalia's story, and they sentenced her to 20 years in prison, but you would think that the story ended there, and it does not. In 2014, her sentence was overturned because it was said that there was improper jury selection for her trial, which gave rise to a retrial in 2016. Now, despite all the evidence, all the video, everything that happened, there was a hung jury, 3-3, and I don't know, I don't get it. You guys knew that she was trying to kill her husband, and you guys can't decide. But Dalia was released on house arrest, and during her time in house arrest, she gave birth to a baby boy, and her final trial was done in 2017. And, you know, knowing what you know, I don't know how they would still allow her to live her life in any way. But finally, on July 21st of 2017, she was sentenced to 16 years in prison. I was trying to understand, like, who the hell was dealing with her, knowing that she just tried to hire a hitman to kill her husband, but whatever. Finally, on July 21st of 2017, she was sentenced to 16 years in prison. Before her sentencing, of course, the Judge Glenn Kelly, said that having cops filming there and then uploading the evidence to the YouTube channel was an extreme tactic. Honestly, I think it was a necessary tactic because it really displayed who she was as a person and how far she was willing to go, and like her demeanor, and just, it was necessary, but he thought it wasn't, whatever. And that is where Dalia is going to be until, I think her release is set for 2032. I do agree with the judge to a certain degree. Having cops there was a little tacky, but it needed to prove a point that she was a liar. Michael was granted a divorce from Dalia in 2011, and he's living his best life with his new bae. And that is the story of Dalia Dipolotti. I don't know why she still has his last name, but she does. But she definitely took that line, till death do us part, to the next level. I would love to hear what you guys think about this story as well. Just, man, Florida is just full of a lot of crock of crap stuff here. And it's just so amazing how she almost got away with it. Like, she almost got away with this. But I say that I would love to hear what you guys think down below. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. Be safe out there. Wear your mask, I guess, because whatever is happening is happening. And I will be seeing you guys next Sunday. Peace.